Let's reset the parking brake here while we just do our last checklist. Okay, with our last checklist complete here, with ATC clearance presumably at this point that we're cleared for takeoff, we'll proceed. Parking brake off, entering runway. We're lined up with the runway, heading 191. Tell first officer to set off the takeoff thrust, bringing it up to 40%. And toga. Gear coming up with positive rate. Coming down, we're at acceleration altitude, engaging the autopilot. Beginning to accelerate. Call for the flaps coming up. Sorry about that there. My display reset itself. I've got a bug with my SciTech yoke, and it occasionally resets my views at an inconvenient time, like in the middle of a takeoff run. My apologies. I meant to have both of these displays up for you to be able to monitor them, but unfortunately with my display glitch here, my SciTech display glitch, it knocked those out. Okay, so we are on runway heading, coming up to 6,000, getting ready for our first turn once we get at 6,000 feet. We can lose the FS2 crew until we get ready for our descent. Getting ready for our first turn here. About 9.5 miles out, changing course to 280. And we'll set up 235 as the intercept radial. And just showing our relative position here to Dulles, turning to 280 at 6,250 knots. Right hand turn continuing. There's the 235 radial. About intercept is about 10 miles to the west. And just reviewing the flight plan here. So we are approaching the downwind leg. On crossing the 235 radial, we'll be turning north to 010 and eventually crossing radial 340, about 25 miles north west of the airport. A beam of Dulles, we're going to be slowing down to 210, at which time we're starting our descent checklist in preparation to go down to 4,500. Okay, and we'll turn to 010. And our intercept will be on radial 340. So again, turning north from Dulles here onto 010. Just checking to see what I initially set this up as. We might as well bump this up to 250. Almost a beam of Dulles, getting ready to slow down. And I believe we've already are in range of Zumi, which is why it's disappeared from our intercept point here at the top of our waypoint list. So yes, we can set up our VREF landing at 30 degree flaps, 147 knots. Reset our MCP. We'll go down to 4,500 for the intercept point. And start decreasing speed at the same time. Maybe just to 240 while we get down. And leveling off at 4,500 feet. Now we'll start reducing our speed to 210. The last check pilot, Matt, was telling me, for the sake of getting the traffic to keep flowing, to try to reduce your speed as little as possible, and try to get into the runway as quickly as possible. So I'm trying to keep my speed up, and hence the switch to 210 knots was a little late. It meant to be a beam at a beam of Dallas, but just doing so now, and I'll continue to be fast. Okay, we'll set our auto brakes up. I'm going to arm my speed brakes.